helping you understand your finances. That's what LaTour Asset Management is all about, and especially that word management, very important. I'm going to go to you first, Jim. Let's start with one of the things that people look at when they're trying to, manage any of their assets, life in general, taxes. Where are taxes going right now?
Well, Tom, when we look at our situation in the nation right now, we've just had this talk about the debt ceiling. We're looking at the unfunded liabilities that we have when it comes to Medicare, Social Security, all these things that we keep hearing our elected representatives talk about. Right? So with the national debt where it is, we have a couple of options. So Congress can either spend less, right? And so we have a history of whether or not they have the willpower to actually do that.
True.
Right? Or they can raise taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So the tax rates that we do have in place right now were put in place by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That is going to expire at the end of 2025. So starting in 2026, tax rates, if nothing is done, are going to go back to what they were before, which is about a 25% increase in your tax rate.
Right.
So in order to pay for this, things are going to have to increase.
Taxes always seem to be something that, yes, you'll get it down once in a while, but personally I tend to think of taxes are going to go up. They're just going to go up, and that's where managing your assets, that's where it's really important to know how to meet that increase in things like taxes.
And Tom, back in 2011, a gentleman named David Walker, he used to be the comptroller for the U.S. during the Bush administration and the Clinton administration. Basically, he was the CPA for the U.S.
Right.
He made a prediction that in order for the government to actually fulfill their obligations, the stated obligations like Jim was talking about, Social Security and Medicare, as well as any other debts, they were going to have to double tax rates. And that was before tax rates went down in 2015 with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Right.
So, double taxes. Obviously things are going to have to go up just in order to fulfill the obligations that the officials have said that they're going to do.
Well, that's the thing that people live under. It's the idea of death and taxes.
Right.
They're just going to happen. Usually they're a rise. They may go down for a short period of time, but we have to pay for it. The government has to pay for itself, for the country,
Sure.
Different things like that.
See, here's another thing, Tom.
Yeah.
We don't think about the history of the U.S. tax rate, right?
No.
So if we look back into the 1944, 1945, what was the top tax rate? 94%. Now, we have a famous actor who later became president who was working at that time, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
Okay,
Yeah.
So he was making movies at that time. He was paid $100,000 per movie. Well, the 94% tax rate kicked in at $200,000. So he would make 2 movies in the beginning of the year and take the rest of the year off. Because if he worked and made another movie, they took 94% of it on the federal tax rate. But he lived in the state of California, so we know where the other 6% went. Right?
So he would be working for nothing.
Working for nothing.
And probably have to dig into what he had made before as well.
Right. So when we look at the history of the U.S. tax rates, the top tax rate was over 50% for 50 years.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Now, absolutely. Now, we've only got about a minute here, but the thing is, it's a certainty. And that's why really you need to find a financial planner, someone that you can go to that can help you at least minimize what you know is going to be happening, which is more of your money disappearing. And that's where LaTour comes in then.
Yes, it is. So, Tom, counting this year, we have 3 years left at the tax rates that we currently have.
All right, so that means you don't have a lot of time to waste.
No, we don't.
People want to get more information about all the services that you do offer. How do they get that?
They just need to give us a call, 417-886-5724, or go to our website, latourasset.com.
All right, LaTour Asset Management. Give them a call. Probably a good idea to do it now.